What's up, y'all? Welcome to SOS, and today I'm sitting with Linny. You wanna say what's up?
What's up?
Today, me and Linny are doing something a little bit different. We're trying to put each other on some of our favorite underrated anime, but they're gonna be those low-key anime that most people don't even know about. So we're gonna be going according to the popularity rating on my anime list, and we're gonna be getting lower and lower. So the animes are going to become more and more niche and kind of shittier, to be honest. But hey, sometimes shitty animes, they hit. If you know, you know.
I feel like all anime is shit, but that's why I like it, because it's shit. Like, that's kind of like the appeal of it, is that it's like, it's shit, but it's like, it's nice shit.
So the way we're going to do this is with 3 steps. Step 1 is we're going to select an anime and show the other one video that we think best represents that anime. Step 2 is we're going to justify why we chose this anime, why it's underrated, and why it's good. And then finally, step 3 is we're going to discuss whether or not it's an anime worth watching. So first up, we're going to start with one of Linny's anime. This one's called Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. The popularity is at number 170. So Lainey's gonna show me a video without any context, and let's see if she puts me on. I don't know why that made me laugh. What?
Nozaki.
Damn! Damn!
It has Kaguya-sama vibes. The romance, it's obvious, but none of them want to tell each other. Nozaki-kun, who is both a high schooler and a manga artist, when she realizes that he is her favorite manga artist and she had no idea.
Oh.
Because he uses a different pen name. And then she matches his handwriting to the signature of the artist, and she's like, "Oh my god, is that him? That's him."
Oh, shit.
And before she just had a crush on him, and now she's like, "I'm in love with him now." And then she becomes his assistant, and ends up doing all the inking for him. So yeah, it's got really good vibes. It's hilarious. Most of the characters, at least all the main characters, contribute to his manga in some way. You know the dude with red hair, the one that was really full of himself?
Yeah.
He's one of his female protagonists, and when he finds out, he loses his shit.
He is kind of a tsundere.
And it's very cute, and it has a satisfying ending. It's only 12 episodes.
Oh, they wrap it up in 12 episodes.
Yeah. I wish it was longer, because it's really good, but it's also just a nice, good, quick anime to watch. You could watch it in one day if you wanted to.
So yeah, it's a shoujo anime. I'd watch it. I don't see myself putting it on my list or something. If I'm free one Saturday and I'm just I kind of feel like watching just a light-hearted, relaxing anime, I might just put this on. So now I'm gonna counter with Bakano, popularity number 182. That opening basically encapsulates what Bakano is about. There's a lot going on. There's so many stories across 3 different years, all taking place in 1930s New York. Or was it Chicago? I think 1930s Chicago. Okay. Thank you. If you stick with it, it paints 1930s New York just as good as any Hollywood mafia film.
You mean Chicago?
Bakano paints... Okay, it's honestly a bit confusing at first, but if you stick with it, Bakano paints 1930s Chicago just as well as any Hollywood mafia film would. There's a total of 20 characters, and each character has their own backstory, and there's a lot to fit in just 13 episodes. But somehow, it's just so well written and so concise that it just works. There's comedy, seriousness, psychological warfare, there's drama, there's mystery. The animation's pretty good for its time, but I just feel like even though it's at number 182, I know nobody who watched Bakano. It's such a good, underrated anime.
I watched half of it, and I only stopped watching it for personal reasons, not because it was a bad show. I probably will finish it one day, though.
Next time you crave a mafia film, I don't know if that's a craving that ever comes to you.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Good. It's great, especially if, for the viewers out there. If you guys like shonen, this is a really good one. All right, moving on from number 182 to number 186, we're talking about Nishiju, My Ordinary Life. This is considered a really, really funny anime, and it's 26 episodes long. So let's see if Linny can put us all on.
Of course I can.
Did you just assault a police officer? Oh shit. You just beating the shit out of people. No, not the goat. The same move. So shut up. Yo. That's a true friend right there.
I like that it's like an ensemble anime. Pretty much everyone in the town is a character, and they eventually all cross paths. The friend group that you've seen, a mad scientist, but she's like 5. And she has this robot that takes care of her, and a talking cat named Sakamoto that always just roasts them like, yo, I'm the more mature one in the house. Like, why aren't you guys listening to me? And they're like, you're just a cat. And they just have fun banter, and it's very cute. So yeah, it's like a slice of life, but like with the most random plot twists. It's like a never-ending meme. That's how I would best describe Nishiju.
I think I watched 30% of that anime through like shorts. It's definitely been on my list for a while, I'm not gonna lie. It looks really, really funny.
If you watch it when you're sad, it will cheer you up, because it is so funny.
Alright, so moving on from one comedic ensemble to another comedic ensemble. This one's called Daily Lives of High School Boys. The Japanese version is called Dashi Kukose no Nichijou. A lot of people say that this is like the male version of Nichijou. Obama.
文句を言える人間になろうぜ。もう人を助けないと誓え。
He's one of my favorite voice actors.
そうじゃなくて。おい、犬拾っちゃったよ。
You watch Nichijou, so you know basically what to expect here. It's about a bunch of guys, it's an ensemble as well, and they go to an all-boys school. And it's literally the same shit. It's just funny as hell. It'll have like a bunch of shorts in one episode, and you're gonna laugh your ass off, and you're gonna have a good time.
Definitely will watch it. Part of me was asking, have I already seen this? Because it is something I would watch. It's definitely going on my list.
Alright, let's move up a bit and look at our written-in candidate. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
A lot of people underrate this one because they just assume it's like a Attack on Titan copy, but it's not. Mume, the girl with the short hair, is literally the best. She's one of those anime characters that's like adorable, but she can also kick your ass. Animation is like really stunning. The music is addicting. I'm someone who doesn't really like action anime. I don't like it when like fights take up most of an episode, but with these fights, I actually enjoy them for some reason. I feel like the fights are just like very intense, and they're not like basic fights, like let's talk about why we're fighting like in the middle of a fight for like half an hour and then end the episode.
I actually never heard of this anime, and the fact that it came out in 2016 and it was looking that good back then, that's like 7 years ago, it's not bad. I could definitely check this one out. I can see myself watching it and enjoying it.
Basically ends in 12 episodes.
Oh, it ends in 12 episodes?
I remember the ending was a little confusing. I don't exactly remember why, but I remember having to like look up like, did they really end it like that or not?
Now we got Great Pretender at number 317.
Was 316, but now it's 317.
Was 316 when we wrote the notes, but you know. So this one actually turns out Linny already watched this one, and
Yep.
looking at the website, she gave it a 7, which I feel like it deserves a 9.
It's exposing me here.
We did what we had to.
I'm terrible.
Great Pretender is a strong story, first and foremost. It doesn't really follow the regular anime trope, so it's definitely going to be the most different and unique one on this list. It's always keeping the viewer engaged, just making them guess what's going to happen next. If you watch Focus with Will Smith, you're really going to like this. The story follows con men that are always making these big plays, and you're constantly guessing like which part is planned and which part is not. It's really, really entertaining, really engaging, and just really unique. I think this anime was probably one of the best that came out in 2020, and it's just not talked about enough probably because it's a Netflix original.
I've already seen it. Honestly, it doesn't feel very anime, so it's hard for me to like include it. And like for a Netflix anime, it was good, but like compared to the rest of like this list, I'm not sure if it like holds up.
If you like good plots and well-written scripts, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this one. All right, so let's go a little back in time and discuss Free.
NANI?!
At number 231. Now, Linny's gonna put me on Free. I've actually already watched the first season, and it's one of the anime of all time.
The opening pretty much just tells you everything for this one. Haru and Rin.
Well, you like this anime. You know their names. This is like the closest thing you can get to yaoi without it actually being yaoi. Maybe I'm not the right audience for this one.
The gay undertones in Free literally make the entire show. And as well as like the rivalry between like the swim teams. They're trying to take action animes but just put it to their like freaking swim competition. It's almost like life and death with them. It's so dramatic, and that is what makes it hilarious, because it's like they're about to go on the water, but like their hearts are racing. You can hear their heartbeats, and they're just like hyperventilating, like, oh my god, am I gonna beat him this time? They're animated like so intensely. They look like dragons.
The body poses. I watched Free when it first came out, summer 2013, with a friend of mine, and we would watch it weekly together all the time, and we're on this copium shit, like, nah, there's no gay undertones.
Yeah, it's got like Initial D vibes in the sense of the rivalry between the characters, where like you can ship them but they're never actually going to end up together. The character development in this series it's very good. Just looking at them now, all I can think about is like all their backstories and how they all found each other and found the common interest of swimming free. It's beautiful. And it is quite funny. Very cute little friendship anime.
Quote unquote friendship.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if I'd watch Free again, but I feel like if you want to watch Free, you're gonna watch Free. And if you don't want to watch it, you're just not. It's just one of those animes. People who watch Free know exactly what they're getting into. Maybe not back then. It is surprisingly well written. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the second season as much, so I did fall off after like the first few episodes.
It's funny, it's got good character development, and it satisfies some urges for some people.
Back to the 300s, we got Beelzebub at number 355. You know, a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen that anime before, but I haven't actually watched it, but I've seen the poster. It's very famous for the green baby.
こいつには責任持って育てさせますんで。ほら、お前も頭を下げろ。もう一つよろしくお願いします。
王族戦員コナミル。
てめえの父を乾燥させたかい。
So Beelzebub is 60 episodes of just good characters, funny ass moments, and great vibes. The protagonist beats up a character, then that character ends up joining him, and they team up to fight a stronger character, then that character ends up joining them, and they team up to fight an even stronger character, and their squad just gets bigger and bigger, and the enemies get stronger and stronger, and it's just hilarious. The baby just makes it like 10 times more funny. I highly recommend it. Like lighthearted, and like there's no real stakes or anything. The world's not gonna end.
So then why are they fighting?
That's the funniest part. Sometimes there's just no reason to fight. He's just trying to get rid of the baby, and he's just trying to live a normal ass life, and everyone just keeps fucking. So he just beats their asses, you know? I think it's 60 episodes just because back then, you know, animes would usually get picked up for like 30, 40 episodes instead of like the 13. They fit a lot in for 60 episodes. Let's go a little bit lower to number 302. We got Linny's anime, Angels of Death.
One of my favorites.
Oh yeah, she's gonna fuck him up. Oh, guess not. Yo, what the fuck? She had another gun the whole time. What?
This is definitely a darker anime than the ones we've talked about previously. It's a horror, obviously. It's also a very good game. Very quick game, like you can finish the game in like 4 hours if you're actually good at it, like 8 hours if you're me. It was like when I first started gaming, so I had a lot of trouble with it, but even though I watched this first and then played the game, I found that it was like a really good adaptation to the game. Because I watched the anime, I was able to figure out a lot of the puzzles. Do you like escape rooms?
No.
When I played the game, I was able to like remember what they did in the anime to like get out on each floor. Each floor is like its own escape room.
Oh.
And the plot twists, it's writing like this that just makes it like so addicting to watch.
It feels like one of those like death game animes, you know?
Not exactly like that. They just both are trapped in what they call hell. On each floor they start to learn stuff.
Ah, the bigger mystery.
Yeah, she starts to like remember stuff on every floor.
From what you say about it, like your summary makes me want to watch it. I can't lie, the 2 scenes that you showed me were kind of ass.
Really? Even if you don't
Yeah.
want to watch the full anime, you can take out 4 hours of your time and just like do the game.
Yeah,
The
dude,
story is
game-
very
yeah,
similar.
The game sounds kind of sick.
It's pixel art, so it's like a really retro style game. It's really cute. And the backstories. Oh my gosh, the backstory. In the game, I don't think they go into the backstories very much, but in the anime, the backstories made me cry. They were like really shocking in some parts and very like, oh my god, this is so weird. But also, like, why didn't I notice that before? But like the actual core of the anime is very, very good and very well done. I like animes that can surprise me where I don't like predict how it's gonna end, and this really like just roller coaster almost. If you've ever had an existential crisis, this is the anime for you. You will be able to resonate with it.
Like a lot of symbolism in there, huh?
She's like, you have to kill me because if I kill myself, I'll go straight to hell.
Wait, but why do you think it got a 6.9?
Because of the age difference between the 2 main characters. They do have like a relationship, but it's not a romantic relationship. They find out they have a lot more in common than they thought, and they just have like common goals. But there are like a little bit of undertones where you can take it that way. That just makes it not okay.
All right, so at number 406, we got this little gem, Doro Hedoro.
Hanging out. Is she okay like that?
Nice to meet. Then use their corpses to grow mushrooms. Have the chef cook them as usual.
And these mushrooms. 体の中でシェイクしたの。ほら。
Yeah, it's like a really brutal anime where they just keep killing off characters and stuff. But it's also really funny.
Yeah, it looks funny.
No one's really on the side of good or the side of evil. There's contract killers, there's a dude who has an alligator head and he's trying to get rid of it. There's a girl looking for her sister. You resonate with all the characters, and what really sucks is Doro Hedoro is not afraid to kill people off at all. Imagine like a post-apocalyptic world that takes place like maybe thousands of years in the future. It's just really, really original. It's on Netflix, so you can easily access it, most of you.
I have some questions. I'm confused. So, why do they have masks that look like under their skin?
It's a part of their world, I think, because of toxic fumes.
But like,
everyone
why
wears
did they
masks.
make them look like
They
underneath the
make them
skin?
so freaky. And also, like, everyone's kind of just a little fucked up. So.
Yeah, I can tell. How much gore does it have?
Kind of like what you just saw right there. Basically that much.
Is there any
It's-
romance in it
it's
at all?
interesting. Yeah, there's some romance implied in there.
Okay. It looks a little
think?
bit
Did you watch
gross.
it?
Well, I'm not a huge fan of gore. I like horror, but I don't like mutilation.
Usually when you watch like animes where like someone loses an arm or like a eye, it's usually like a big boss fight that's been built up and they went all in, you know?
It's like Monty Python.
This one just happens. Monty Python.
It's like it's just a scratch.
It's only 12 episodes. You can watch like the first 2 and make your decision from there. But like, yeah, there's a decent amount of action. But it's like you said, it's not fighting for the sake of fighting. It's just the world they live in.
Now for Linny's turn, she's gonna counter with Inu X Boku's Secret Service.
Take it away, Lenny. She's a tsundere.
Yeah.
どうぞご処分なさってください。
僕はリリチオ様のために存在しておりますので、リリチオ様が不要だと。
I know you don't like them, but has like a super sweet tsundere. You can just tell like how much she's trying to not show that she cares about people. It's very, very cute. The plot is unexpectedly mysterious because it just seems like a straight out like slice of life comedy, but then the plot kind of gets really complex.
The plot thickens.
Yeah, it definitely thickens. And I think all the characters are like very funny and charming in their own way. They don't fight very often in this show, but like that's why they all have their own little agents, because they're all these different like spirits. Like the animation when they change form is just like really cool. But yeah, it's very funny. It's not too long. Wraps up in one season.
I mean, I'd watch this just because it's 12 episodes. I don't think, yeah, but if this was like a 20 episode anime, I don't think I'd watch it. But yeah, 13, that's fine. So skipping ahead to number 486, we got Orissui. This one I had to add in later as a little write-in.
お急ぎ便ですぐだったわ。
The Star Wars Darth Vader music.
The Arizona.
Orissui is one of the best parody animes out there. It's always making fun of all the anime tropes, all of the romance tropes. And you'd think it would be a romance, and yeah, there's like romantic elements, but no. It's actually just a story about two bros. They pretend to be protagonists, and they're actually just assholes. And these girls just keep fucking them over. It's actually so funny. It's a 12 episode anime, and then there's like a 1 hour OVA that wraps everything up. And that OVA is so hilarious. It's pretty satisfying. It's a good anime.
It looks really funny. Definitely something I would watch. I love that type of sense of humor in anime. It's definitely going on my watch list.
Hey, we got her to put it on our watch list. All right, so moving on to number 434, we're talking about Recreators.
だけきつい夜があったと思うねん。あんたをひねり出すまでにどれだけ腹の底から泣いたと思うとんのや。しなもんができればおもろいもんができよったらそんなことの全部が何でもええ。
Imagine if the characters you made actually like came to life and lived in your house. That's basically what Recreators is. The main reason why I wanted to include it was because it has a decent balance of like action and plot. It's got all the tropes, and like it's kind of funny seeing like the creators having no tropes almost, and then all the characters just being like straight out of anime. Anime characters like come back for their gods, which are the creators. So they call them gods, but they're like, yo, I'm just a manga writer that lives by themselves and just doesn't eat anything. And we're like, what? But you're my god. This is like, why was I even created? We're like, because I was bored. We're like, what? Fuck you.
I'm intrigued.
So it's very like existential like that, and eventually like the characters want to like take over the world and make their own world and become gods themselves.
That's deep. I thought this was gonna be a comedy anime.
No,
why
it's
is
not
this so
funny at
deep?
all. It's very actiony.
I'd check it out.
Pretty sure the anime starts off with like someone playing like a visual novel, and then like the actual character they're playing like knocks on their door and they're like, what the fuck? It is kind of funny because like especially when they first get here and we're like, how do you live as humans? And especially if you're a writer or like an artist, it really like will resonate with you. Character creation always has something personal to it, I think, even if they don't
I'm a writer.
admit it. Yeah, we are writers. Yo, imagine if like your characters just like came to live with you. And you had to babysit them all the time.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, the premise of that is literally a comedy, but that
Yeah.
scene was so deep.
Basically, you have like no control. They want to like destroy everyone and just start a new world of just fictional characters.
All right, so let's skip to number 538.
Odd Taxi.
It was actually 539 when I wrote my notes.
The animation's really cute.
ヤクザみたいなやつに狙われてる俺の交友関係も
Capoeira.
カポエラやってたから
Nice.
びっくりした
で何なのつけ置き場って
意味も分からず怒ってたのかよ
ニュアンスで大体わかる
So So Odd Taxi is kind of like a slice of life revolving around a single mystery. There's a lot to this anime that you kind of just have to watch to understand. The direction, cinematography, and the music is like really, really good. It reminds you of something more similar to like an American film. It kind of feels like a noir, and it follows a bunch of these characters that are living in Tokyo, and there's a serial killer on the loose. It all kind of ties together with the main character who's a taxi driver.
It looks really funny.
Yeah, it's really funny, like the dialogue, it's nice.
It reminds me more of like a cartoon than anime, but are there any humans in the show?
I can't say it's like spoiler.
Okay.
There's like idol girls too. You see the bottom right corner? It follows those are like 3 girls that are trying to be idols.
Yeah, it looks really cute.
He spent like 4 years on a game. It's like a gacha game, right? So to get this very exclusive character, he spent 4 years playing it, and he finally got it. But this taxi driver drove by or whatever, and he accidentally dropped his phone into like the gutter, and again he just lost his mind.
Oh my god, I would definitely just die.
They wrap it up in 13 episodes.
I used to like long animes when I was young, but now I don't have a lot of time.
All right, at number 512, we got Pandora Hearts.
So it's got a beautiful soundtrack and a concept. It's got a little bit to do with time travel, but not too much. Oz, the blonde kid, is royalty of some sort. His coming of age ceremony. For some reason, like everybody in the church is just like, no, you don't deserve anything. You're going to hell right now. And then he goes into this abyss where he finds Alice, and he makes a contract with her because she's like a demon. And eventually they get out of the abyss, but then 10 years have passed and he's still like the same age, but everyone else has grown. That's the simplest way to put it. It's been a long time since I watched it. This magical demon thing that's just like controlling the world and like trying to destroy it, and they have to stop it somehow.
And then at the end they find out that what they were looking for was friendship.
No. It has like a very intense plot. So many twists. As soon as you think you figured everything out, it's like, nope, nothing's true. We're gonna start from scratch again.
Oh.
It's very sad at some points, because like within the 10 years, like a lot of shit happened, and like everyone just assumed he was dead.
Damn. Honestly though, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't seem that bad. I could totally see myself watching this.
Alright, I'm gonna skip ahead to a little more niche anime. At number 704, we have School Rumble.
Leave it to me, I can handle this big tuna.
Hard to tell that they're just trying to peek into the hot springs. It's like free.
Alright, so School Rumble is just a really, really funny, hilarious anime with kind of this love triangle romance thing going on. If you like Kaguya-sama, you're really gonna like this. It's basically the same plot, but in Kaguya-sama, it's 2 people that are too egotistic and proud to say they like each other. And then in this one, whenever someone tries to confess their feelings, things just go horrifically wrong. If you want just an old school anime and just want to laugh your ass off, this is perfect.
It does look quite funny. Yeah, I would watch it.
Just don't watch the dub.
Alright, it's time for the anime that made Linny want to do this whole list with me in the first place. We're talking about Blood Plus.
Okay, Saya, what the... I have no idea what the fuck I just watched. Kind of epic though.
It's a very complex and engaging storyline. I think it's like based off of like a legend. I don't know if she was ever actually a real person. It's got like the perfect balance for action and emotion for me. It gives a little bit of Phantom of the Opera vibes, especially in one of the arcs. She gets to be in this boarding school, but in reality she's just like waiting for the government to tell her to like go kill more of the chiropterans. That's what the monsters are called. And while she's at that school, there's like a phantom in the school. He keeps trying to find her, and like she gets like captured by the phantom at one point. And then all the students are like, I want to be captured by the Phantom. The character development is uncanny. Pretty much all the characters, like completely different people by the end. A really good demonstration of PTSD, I think. At the beginning, she can't remember anything past a year ago. And like as she unlocks more memories, like she feels more and more dead inside because she's like, wow, I thought I was a good person, but no.
It looks like one of those classic old school animes, 50 episodes, a couple arcs in there, some good action, some good characters. I never heard of this one.
It's really slow at the start, so that's why I feel like most people don't give it a chance.
Yeah, that's a problem with a lot of old anime.
The first maybe 10 episodes are kind of slow, and then after that it gets like really fast.
Alright, now let's talk about an anime that I'm surprised I even have to talk about. Uncle from Another World at number 712.
What is happening?
So I'm surprised that Uncle from Another World is even on this list because it actually just came out last year and it was really, really funny. So Uncle from Another World is a parody on the isekai genre, and I know you don't usually watch isekai, but you know the gist of it, you know. Dude gets hit by a car, wakes up in another world, super overpowered.
Is it the uncle that gets hit by a car?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the same thing here, but it basically tells the story of what happens after. So the story starts with this guy, his uncle comes out of a coma after 20 years.
20 years, wow.
Yeah, after 20 years, his uncle comes out of a coma, and his uncle's like, yeah, so I was in a fantasy land this whole time. And then he's like, no, wait. And then he can use his magic, and he can use like some of his magic and stuff. So he decides to like make a YouTube channel to show his magic, and then everyone's just always hating on him. He basically went to a world where everyone was beautiful except him. He was like dog shit ugly. So he just stopped trusting people, and then he's just a dumbass. He slowly creates a harem for himself, and he just doesn't even realize it.
I could see myself cosplaying the Ice Princess.
It's really, really funny.
It is my type of humor. Would you give it like a Joseph Joestar kind of humor? That's the vibe I'm getting. Why do you think it's rated so low?
Well, it's a Netflix anime. The budget's also a little lower, but I think the animation's fine. As you can see, it's not like terrible or anything.
It doesn't really look like the rest of the Netflix anime. There's a lot of parody animes, but I think it's worth watching.
Alright, so moving on to number 1,130. Linny's the first one to enter the thousands. We're talking about Soul Eater. Nah. Oh shit, that's done when they're younger, the guns.
Yeah?
Oh my god,
You just
I didn't
got
even
that?
notice. Yeah.
As you saw, it's got like K-On energy to it. And the reason they're in the not class is because they just don't have the skills that like the main Soul Eater characters have. We're just trying to control their powers. The main cast has multiple cameos in it, which is fun. I'm pretty sure we see like each main character.
Yeah. We saw Death the Kid.
All the teachers are still there. Stein is there. I love Stein. It's a nice little nostalgic experience.
So why do you think it's ranked so low? Like even the score is 5.87.
Because it's more slice of life than it is action-y like Soul Eater is. And
I guess the fans are just expecting something else, right? I just feel like the author wanted to make slice of life shoujo anime and just chose to put it into the Soul Eater universe.
It gives a bit of foundation to the original series, like what they had to go through to get where they are, because it doesn't show like the training.
Yeah, it's like world building, yeah.
It's very world building, yeah. I guess some people don't like that, but I didn't mind it. A lot of people said like not to watch it when I watched it. They're like, oh, it's nothing like Soul Eater, like you won't like it. I watched it anyways and I liked it. Yeah, it's very different. It's a completely different vibe. It basically just shows the slice of life side to the academy. It turns it more into a school anime than like a fighting bad guys anime. They do fight sometimes, but people just automatically like look past it because it's not Soul Eater. It's literally Soul Eater, not.
It's not Soul Eater. It's in the title. Why don't you understand? I said it's not Soul Eater.
Alright. But yeah, it's funny, it's cute. I know some people who like didn't like K-On said it was too cute. So if you don't like cute things, then you probably won't like it. If you watch it.
Yeah, I actually like Soul Eater a lot. I like good world building, good character interaction. The only thing that's kind of putting me off is it's more ecchi than I'd like it to be.
Yeah, it does have those overrated, like,
Yeah,
tropes.
I'm not a big fan of ecchi, but it doesn't seem that bad.
It's about the same amount of Soul Eater, though.
If Soul Eater were to re-release or like be remade, I doubt they'd keep all that ecchi stuff in.
Completely agree. Really, the only ecchi parts are them just, like, making boob comparisons, which all girls actually do, so it's fine.
Alright, so we're nearing the end of the list, but before I touch 1000, I want to talk about number 808, and that is Gino Sachi, also known as Silver Spoon.
Oh my god.
さあ鶏の卵って
I don't like to think about that.
どうしたちょっと待て
This is what vegans are like all the time. So you can see the eating an egg.
So the creator of Full Metal Alchemist woke up one day and she basically said, yeah, I'm gonna make an anime on a farming school. And shout out her, cause like this anime is amazing. That's one thing that you can say about talent. Talent is genreless. Like Full Metal Alchemist and this are just two completely different anime, and she just gets you hooked right from the start, regardless of what genre she's writing. I really love this anime. So surprised it's at 808. If you look at it, the user score is at 8.09, you know?
It looks really funny.
Wouldn't have even watched this anime if it wasn't written by the same writer as Full Metal Alchemist. I learned way more about farming than I should, and it's called Silver Spoon because it's about this guy who can't live up to like the expectations he set himself, so he just said fuck it and he enrolled in like an agriculture high school, right? And us as an audience learn with him on like what it takes to basically get the food we eat. There's some really good food moments too, like the Silver Spoon's not just for him but for us too.
It really reminds me of Schitt's Creek. It's like if Schitt's Creek was an anime, I feel like it would be this.
If there's one anime that I've talked about today that I want to rewatch, it would be this one. I remember that feeling I got when I finished it, and it was just a really good feeling.
Yeah, I would watch it.
So let's finish up Linny's list with number 1199. My Roommate is a Cat, also known as Dukyonen wa Hiza Tokidoki Atama no Ue.
He's a manga artist who just lost his parents, and then he gets a cat and his life gets turned around.
Oh my god, like John Wick.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, I kind of want to watch this.
It's so good, and the cat is so cute.
That's Kuro when a guest comes. All cats are tsunderes.
Yeah.
Is that his dead parents?
It is, yes.
Damn.
Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my god. It's got a beautiful story, because his parents, like, just died recently, and before they died, he wasn't the nicest person to them. If you're a cat lover, you will definitely enjoy it, because it's basically, like, his first ever pet that kind of just follows him home, but then he keeps it, and at first he's like, what's the point of having a cat? But as all cat owners can attest, you get it very quickly. Usually in the episode, it'll be like half narrated by him and half narrated by the cat. They're all just moments where you're like, what is my cat thinking when they're doing this? And it's kind of like just going inside the mind of the cat. Even if you don't love cats as much as I do, it's still very funny because there's like a little bit of romance. And like the closer he gets to the cat, like the more friends he makes. And like a lot of the time, like people will just come over and say, I want to see your cat.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, it's basically like a new pet owner, slice of life, introverted dude that's like trying to mourn, but also just like trying to put everything into his work so he doesn't have to think about the fact that his parents just died.
Damn.
And yeah, the cat's just basically like his emotional support animal.
This anime looks good. I honestly think, like, it came out in 2019, and I actually have heard of the name before, but I think it's just straight up bad marketing. Instead of like this feel-good slice of life anime, they try to market it as like this comedy. Yeah, I think it was just bad marketing, honestly, because it looks really good from the videos he showed me so far.
Yeah, I honestly would like another season, but I don't think it's gonna get another season, sadly, because it's so low.
All right, for the final anime of the list, we're talking about Fushigi Yugi. It's ranked all the way down at number 1,776.
Kind of looks like Yona the Dawn.
世界のもの
卵目。
お前この額の文字なんだかわかるか
骨。
違う
Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't completely remember Fushigi Yugi. I remember loving it a lot. I was like 10 or 11 when I watched it.
Really?
And I watched it, I watched it on like Rogers On Demand when whatever anime was available at that time I'd watch. And I remember I really enjoyed Fushigi Yugi. And now that you think about it, it's like the OG isekai, But she gets trapped in a book and she's just trying to get back. The animation's a little outdated, but the music slaps. So it's a cute little romance adventure, highly be recommended for the shoujo crowd. Now, do I remember it 100%? No. But do I remember the ending? Yo, this anime's ending is sick.
It's got a lot of episodes though.
It's an old anime, 1995. I think that's why it's a little less on the popularity scale, because it came out before my anime list even came out. And it just didn't have that like hardcore following. But it's a good one. Well, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for coming, Linny.
It was fun.
Yeah, it actually was really fun. I enjoyed that way more than I thought I would.
And that's the end of the video. If you've actually stuck around and watched like all 43 minutes of this video, shout out you. And don't forget to let me know in the comments what your favorite underrated anime is. I'm putting a lot of work into these videos, so if you guys can show some love by liking, subscribing, it'd really mean a lot. The audio portions are always available on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts as well. This video ended up being the hardest I ever had to edit, and it's by far the longest video I've ever done. I decided to do this video for fun, make something unscripted, nice and quick, have it out in like a week, and it took Linny about 2 weeks to even cut down the 7-hour footage we had originally to like 50 minutes. And I gotta be honest, it was cause of me. I just went on these long ass rants, and yeah, it's a lot simpler when I script the videos. I don't know what I was thinking. And on top of that, there were some audio issues when we were recording, and we just kind of had to do what we could. I put in like an AI filter, but then my voice kind of sounds robotic, so I just had to live with it. Some of the really glitchy stuff I just re-recorded. If you have good ears, you could probably tell. It was definitely a joint effort, so shout out Linny for helping out. And the Attack on Titan essay will be out holiday times. I might do a quick basketball video, but I thought this would be a quick video too, so I don't even know anymore. I was like incredibly sick for like 2 weeks as well, so you can definitely expect like weekly uploads and bi-weekly uploads now. So stay tuned, we got a lot of shit coming up. And until then, I'm Abidingra, and I'll catch y'all later.